Welcome to Unlocking Your Truth, another podcast by Dr. Lesley Phillips.
Hello everybody, and welcome to Unlocking Your Truth with Dr. Lesley. And I have an exciting show planned for you this evening because we've got a special treat planned for the first person to call the show today. And anyone who's a bit shy and doesn't want to appear live on air, you can email the show at info@drlesleyphillips.com. Leslie's with an EY and Phillips is with a double L. So today's topic is, I thought we should have some fun and talk about the Book of You. And what do I mean by the Book of You? What I mean is the aura, your energy field. So have you ever, I'm sure you've heard of the aura. It's sometimes been called the fingerprint of God. And the reason it's been called the fingerprint of God or the Book of You is because your energy field, your aura, reflects everything about you. So you probably know by now that everything on Earth is made up of energy. So everyone and everything is electromagnetic energy, whether it's you, your friends, your family, your pets, any living creatures, and any inanimate object. They're all made of electromagnetic energy. And you have a unique field of electromagnetic energy around you, around your body. And it's completely unique to you. It is literally like your fingerprint. It's like your energetic fingerprint. And it contains everything about you. So your life experiences and your memories can be stored in your energy field as distinct organized packages of electromagnetic energy. The same applies to your emotional condition. So your emotions are apparent in your electromagnetic field. Everything is energy, whether it's your emotions or whether it is your belief systems. So your concepts and your beliefs are also present in your energy field. And so somebody like me who is able to see the human aura is able to tune in to these structured pieces of electromagnetic energy and see all that information about you. So we can see into your past, we can see your present state of mind, your emotional state, and all sorts of things. Now, you can imagine your aura. It's kind of like an energetic egg that surrounds you. Ideally, it goes all the way around your body, and in cases you like, an eggshell. And in fact, it's your personal, private universe. So imagine that you have an egg, an energetic egg surrounding you, and then everything on the inside of the eggshell defines the limits of your personal space and your unique creative universe. And everything on the outside is something else. And so you see the world through this energy field and what you've stored in it, and the world sees you through that energy field. Now, the producers just told me that we have a caller already, so I am going to open the line and we will talk to the caller. So, here we are. Hello.
Hello, Dr. Lesley. I have a caller for you on the line. His name is David, and he's got a very interesting question for you.
Fabulous. Hello, David. How are you today? Hello.
Hello.
Hi, David. You're on air with Dr. Lesley Phillips on Unlocking Your Truth. What's your question?
Hi, Lesley. Thanks for taking my call. This year, I'm having a lot of changes coming to me, considering moving and trying to review my financial things like this, and trying to deepen my spiritual aspects of how I relate to other people. Is there anything you pick up on?
Oh, I'll take a look. And remind me what your name was again?
David.
David. All right, David. So when I'm reading you, if you could please keep your eyes open, and I'm going to I'm just going to take a look at you, and actually I'll look at your aura. Let's give you a little bit of an aura reading. I'm just, for those of you who haven't tuned in before, it just takes me a moment to tune into a caller's energy. I go into a very light trance. And what we're going to do with David, because you've got like a few things going on in your life, and I'm going to give you a quick aura reading, because tonight's theme is about the aura. So the first layer of your aura or your energy field is yellow, and it's looking it's a very wide layer. The energy is moving, and this layer has to do with what you asked about in terms of financial aspects and moving home and all of that, because this layer of the energy field, it relates to anything to do with physical reality. And I'm going to look at the color vibration, and I'm going to look for a symbol, and let's see. Well, it's interesting because the symbol is an old-fashioned train or locomotive. You know, one of the steam trains. And so let me see the information that I'm getting from this. Give me a moment. Excuse me. Well, the first thing about that yellow vibration is the yellow vibration. It's a lovely, joyful vibration, and it looks like you're using that vibration because you're wanting to create your life in a more joyful way. All of those things that you were talking about, you know, wanting to deepen the spiritual aspects and how you relate with others, I'm just seeing like wanting to create your life in a joyful way so that you're experiencing joy and you're bringing joy to other people. And the symbol of the locomotive that I was seeing on your energy field relates to, there's a couple of things. On the one hand, it relates to this forward movement that you were talking about, wanting to make some changes in your life, wanting to move on to new things. On the other hand, it also represents the old way of doing things, that because a locomotive is an old-fashioned train, and there's also something about the wheels of this train in that they look locked together. They look locked together in, it's like the same old program or the same old pattern, you know, like the wheels are turning round and round, and it's caught in the same old cycle. And so I'm seeing that you're looking at, as you move into creating through joy, you're looking at letting go of some of the old ways in which you did things. And the other thing, it's kind of like, if I use the analogy of the train, it's like the train has followed a set track. And it's almost like you're looking at removing the track completely and not traveling on a train anymore. It's like, okay, I've done my life this way up until now, and that's been fine, but I want things to change. So I'm seeing that you really are working on changing your reality. I'm going to look at the second layer of your energy field now, and this layer relates to the emotions, and you know, things like relationships with other people can come up on this layer. And I'm seeing two vibrations. One is a light orange vibration, and the other is a darker red vibration. And the light orange vibration That's your vibration. And it's a vibration of creativity. It's like, again, it's about you creating your life in a new way. And instead of doing it from the old programming, and what I mean by that is that we all have cultural programming. This is the way you're supposed to behave. This is the way you're supposed to live your life. And we all have that kind of programming from people in our lives as well. And I'm seeing you saying, I want to create in my own unique way. And the darker red vibration is foreign energy. And it's sort of like a composite vibration of all of the things that are in opposition to the way that you are wanting to change into. And so I'm seeing that there's some frustration about, again, as like a being stuck in old patterns and wanting to let them go. And if I look for a symbol on that layer, the symbol is, it's a bird. It's like having a bird in your hand and then opening your hands and setting the bird free. And the bird that you're setting free is yourself. You're setting yourself free from limits and from the past and giving yourself permission to move forward in your life in a new way. And then if I look at the third layer of your energy field, and this layer relates to energy distribution, and it relates to out-of-body experiences and out-of-body memories. And I'm going to take a look at that. And I'm seeing that this is also a yellow vibration. It's a slightly paler yellow than I saw on the first layer. It's also a very expansive. And the symbol is a golden key. And there's some grey.
A golden what?
Key. A key.
Okay.
A golden key. And I'm going to take a look at what the meaning of that is. Well, it feels like this. It feels as though, and there's a theme going on this reading, and the theme, as everyone's gathered by now, it's about letting go of old ways, old limited ways of doing things, ways that are restricting you and preventing you from creating your life in your own unique way. And so it's almost like that you have allowed yourself to have access to only a certain amount of your energy so far in this lifetime, and that you've kept a lot of your potential locked away in a secret room. And this key is the key to open the door to get into that reserve of energy and power that you've not allowed yourself to have so far. And it's like you're right, you're at this big transition point. You're at the sort of culmination of one growth cycle and entering into a new growth cycle. And this new growth cycle feels very exciting because it's about you becoming more you. It's about you owning your power on a new level. And again, to do that, you have to let go of the past, and you have to let go of self-limiting concepts and beliefs that you're operating from that cause you to not to operate from your full power. The fourth layer of your energy field emanates from the heart, and it relates to affinity and oneness. And the color vibration that I'm seeing there is a pink vibration, and there's also some green. And the pink vibration is a lovely vibration of affinity. And I'm seeing that one of the things that you're working on is self-acceptance. And it's the more that you accept yourself and the more that you love yourself, the more that you permit yourself to have what you want and live your life in the way that you want. And so I'm seeing that this piece of building on your self-acceptance is really important for you in moving forward into the next phase of your life. And I'm going to look for a symbol on this layer as well. The symbol is it's I don't know what it's called, but you know when you email somebody and it's to Lesley at, that at symbol, that A with the curly thing going round it, that's the symbol. And
Okay.
and it, at the same time as it being a modern symbol about emails, it also felt like a very ancient symbol as well. So I'm going to give a read on that symbol and also on the green vibration that I saw. So give me a moment while I do that. Well, again, it has to do with what you were talking about. It has to do with you wanting to have your communications and interactions with other people be authentic and heartfelt and real and true. So it's like, I want to be real, I want to be open, I want to be loving, and I want to be caring. And there's like a recognition, well, of course, I have to give all of those things to myself first before I'm capable of doing it with others. And so you've been working on your self-love and your self-affinity, and then expanding it in your communication and interactions with other people. And that's what the green vibration is. I'm seeing that the green vibration is a new vibration that you're bringing in to help you expand that affinity to others. And there's also the yellow vibration creeping in. And again, there's a lot of yellow in your energy field today, and it's a vibration of joy. It's like, I want this to be fun. I want it to be fun, and I want it to be joyful, and I want to create through that positive, joyful vibration on all levels of my reality. I'm going to just take a look in that symbol, because at the same time it feels very ancient as well as very modern. It reminds me of, do you ever watch Stargate, and there's a black guy with a funny symbol on his forehead? It reminds me. Reminds me of that too. So just give me a moment, and I'll see why there's more to that symbol. So it looks like it reaches back into the past quite deeply, and it looks like it reaches back into some of your past lifetimes. And one of the things that's coming up is hierarchical structures. So hierarchical structures where people are set up to interact with one another in a certain way, where there's somebody who's at the top of the pyramid, and then there are people who are at the bottom of the pyramid, and it's the person at the top of the pyramid who has all the say and all the power, and the people at the bottom just have to do what they're told. And I'm seeing that you are wanting to embrace a level playing field in terms of how you interact with others. You're wanting to break down any of those old patterns where one person sets themselves up as being better for some reason than another. And so I'm seeing that as you open your heart more to yourself and to others, part of what's going on is that you're breaking down all of those old structures and barriers to people interacting on a level playing field. All right, and there's more. So I said that the first caller was going to get a treat, and the treat that you're getting is you're getting a full aura reading. So I'm going to look at the fifth layer of your energy field, and it's blue, and this layer relates to communication, and it can be spiritual communication or physical communication, any kind of communication. And it's this beautiful blue, and I'd call it a certainty blue. It's a vibration that you're running to help you speak your truth, because you need to speak your truth if you're going to move into this phase of your life where you're living your joy and you're creating the life that you want and not letting yourself be limited by other people or the past. You need to be able to express yourself and your needs and your desires very clearly. And the symbol on this layer, I'm just taking a look at what the symbol is. It is a Well, it's a pin, and first it reminded me of a pin cushion with a pin in it, and it also reminded me of a voodoo doll with a pin in it. And what it's symbolizing is, sometimes how we get triggered by other people. People can press our buttons and we get triggered.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to see why that's coming up.
I'm going to tell you something. There is a witch who prays against me, and when I become quiet, I see the symbol of her sticking the voodoo pin in various parts of my life, and it's a strange thing. I don't talk to a lot of people, but I see the symbol when she's prayed against me. It's the strangest thing to have to tell other people, but I know who it is, and I'm spiritually showing the intent of other people.
Interesting. All right, so then that's what I'm tuning into here, and what you can do about that when you become aware of that symbol in your space is literally all you need to do is, as you're looking at it, explode it. Explode the symbol so that it disappears. Okay. And then you're consciously moving that person's energy out of your space. So that's what I would recommend that you do. And for the purposes of the aura reading, I'll just have a look at what the vulnerability is. That means that why you're allowing this to affect you. And let's see. So it's got something to do with this thing that I was reading on the 4th layer, which is about power and structures of power, and people with power over others. And in the current lifetime, I'm seeing that some of the stuff that is she gets in on is stuff from your childhood, and where you had to be it's like the classic thing of be seen and not heard, that the adults are the authority figures, and you as a child, you have to be quiet, and even if the adults are behaving badly, you have no choice, you just have to put up with it because you're the kid and you have no power. And so I'm seeing that one of the things that it triggers is issues around power and authority. And of course, one of the things that we can do when we get attacked in that way is to say, well, thank you very much, because that's pointing out some healing work that I can do on myself. And so your healing work that you can do on yourself is to let go of anything from the past that has programmed you to believe that you are less powerful than another person, or less important than another person, or what you have to say doesn't matter. And again, I'm seeing that this issue, while it's obviously relevant to the current life, it's also connecting to some previous lifetimes as well. And I feel that there might even be a longer relationship between you and this person that you're talking about that goes into past lives as well. And so, but really all you need, another person can only affect us if we, on some level, are allowing them to. And you are and can be at all times completely in control of your energy. And like I said, when you become aware of somebody else's energy in your space, all you need to do is just destroy that energy, just clear it out of your space. So I'm going to look at the 6th layer. 6th layer relates to clairvoyance, your ability to see as spirit, just what I'm doing right now, and also another intuitive ability called abstract intuition. This layer is pink, and it looks like you have a high level of affinity for your own clairvoyance, your own intuitive abilities. So I'm seeing that you validate that you have the ability to see a spirit and tell the truth from a lie. And in fact, you've just been talking about how you've been using your clairvoyance and how you've been seeing these symbols in your space. So it looks like this is an ability that you definitely have, you definitely use and enjoy. And I'm going to look for a symbol, and the symbol is a diamond. And again, it's like you've kept the diamond inside a pouch and for a long time, and you're just taking the diamond out, and it looks like it's got covered in a layer of scum, and you're getting ready to polish it up so it shines really brightly. It's the same as on the third layer. It's like there's a part of yourself and your power that you've kept hidden from yourself your whole life, and you're getting ready to let go of anything that stops you being less powerful than you are capable of being. And finally, I'm going to read the 7th layer of your energy field, and after that we will go to a break. So the 7th layer of your energy field is, and this is interesting because all the other layers, they went all the way around your body, and the layers that I'm reading are the different layers in your aura, and ideally your aura goes all the way around your entire body. The 7th layer isn't going around your whole body. I'm just seeing it around the crown. It is a sort of a gold vibration. And the reason it doesn't go all the way around your body is that it looks like you're not completely consciously aware yet of some new energy that you're bringing into your space. And there's also some dark energy, some quite dark energy that you're moving out on this layer. This layer relates to your intuitive knowing, your spiritual wisdom, your connection with God or source energy, and also it relates to transmediumship, which is the ability to bring spirit into the body. And you are spirit and you have a body, so you need that ability to bring your energy into the body. So I'm going to give you a read on the 7th layer of your energy field, and the symbol is a comb. And it's like feels like brushing your hair and untangling it and clearing out the knots. And part of it is clearing out the knots in your thinking. So it's like, okay, one of the things I really have to do here is really be conscious of my own thoughts, because I create my reality through my thoughts and my beliefs. And so it looks like you're sieving through your beliefs and concepts about reality and the ways in which you think, so that you can be more consciously in control of your thoughts and therefore more consciously control of your reality, because you are wanting to make some changes, like you said. And I'm seeing that it's actually what's going on this layer that triggered you to phone in and ask the question, because it looks like the only area of your life right now that you don't have complete clarity about, and it's because it's new and you're bringing in some new stuff, so it hasn't all filtered in to your consciousness yet. But I'm seeing that what you're talking about with respect to moving and the financial situation, it looks to me like you are bringing in some changes. And one of the changes, on one level, the new information that you're bringing in, and it's new to you in this body, it's not new to you on a soul level, but it actually has to do with manifestation. It has to do with your desire to create a more stable financial situation for yourself. And so, I'm seeing that you're a very capable manifester, and that, if you have any concerns about your financial future, it's sort of like, don't allow your thoughts to go into the concern and the worry. Allow your thoughts to go into the validation that you are a capable manifester. Because we create our own reality through our thoughts and our beliefs. And so when we doubt ourselves, then that gets in our way of creating what we want. All right, David. So that is an aura reading for you live on air. I hope it's helped you with your questions that you phoned up about.
Yes, it did. The only thing that I'm there's one small question that is, lately I feel very insecure. Is that something you've already covered? And as I think about what you've said, I'll just sort of tune in. Or is there something else that's, working on me that I just can't put my finger on?
Oh, I'll take a look at it. And when you say insecure, in all areas of your life or financially?
I'm very easy rattled. Like I'm very easily, nervous about things lately, or worried quickly. There's not a deep kind of a calm about me.
Okay, let me take a look. Let me take a look at what's going on. One of the things that I'm seeing is that your body is experiencing some fear. And I'm also seeing that it's like as you make all the changes that I've been talking about, what's sort of happening in a big way is that you're stirring up the past to let go of the past. And it looks like, what it looks like is that whenever we move into the past or the future, it discombobulates the body because the body can only be in present time. So if we spend too much time in the past, the body gets depressed. And if we spend too much time in the future, the body gets really afraid. So sometimes when we're like really wanting to make changes, we'll project our consciousness into the future. And whereas it's better to stay present with the body and create that future from that present moment perspective. So I'm seeing that what would help you is if you don't meditate already, meditation is a great thing, and taking some time to communicate with your body and talk to your body and listen to your body. Because I'm seeing that it looks like the body has some fear. It's bringing up some fear, and it's fear of change, really.
Okay. Well, that's awesome. You've really been of great help because I couldn't quite reach out and understand that. So I'm truly grateful for your assistance.
You're really welcome, Dave. And of course, all of this is recorded in a podcast. So if you want to listen to what I said again, you can just go on the CIVL website, find their page on podcasts, and go to my show. And under today's date, all of this is recorded, and you can listen to it again.
Okay.
Brilliant.
Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Now I have to go to a break, but everybody, you've been listening to Unlocking Your Truth with Dr. Lesley. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Unlocking Your Truth with Dr. Lesley. We are taking your calls. Today's theme was the aura, and I was just giving an aura reading to Dave, so I hope you listened to that because it gives you an idea of what it's like to have an aura reading. And you probably, if you were listening in, you can see that, you will have observed that I was reading the different colors in Dave's energy field. So the aura actually comprises interpenetrating layers of energy, and each layer of energy emanates from an energy center called a chakra. And there are 7 main chakras in your spiritual system. And so in the aura reading, we look at each layer that emanates from each chakra individually, and each one of those relates to a different aspect of your life. So for example, you heard me when I read the 5th layer, which emanates from an energy center in the throat. That relates to communication. And so, and you'll see that I was talking about electromagnetic energy at the beginning of the show, and your intuitive abilities allow you to tune in to different energy frequencies than you can with your ordinary senses. And so to me, when I use my clairvoyance, I'm able to tune into these frequencies. They look like colors to me. They look like symbols. Sometimes I see pictures and images, and sometimes little videos playing. And that's what's happening when I'm reading. It's like I'm watching the television and seeing different colors and objects on my television screen and just reading out what I'm seeing. So now you might also have noticed when I was reading Dave's aura that I talked about whether the color vibrations were bright and clear and moving, or whether they were a bit darker and dull. And so that gives you clues about whether your aura is healthy. And I use healthy in inverted commas. But, a healthy aura is bright and clear, and the energy is moving. So if the energy is dark and cloudy, then there's some kind of disturbance going on. The other thing that you might not realize, some people think that the aura is a static thing, and they say, what color is my aura, expecting I'll say red, and then they go away and think, well, my aura is red. Well, your aura is constantly changing. It's reflective of your thoughts, your emotions, everything that's going on in your life. And in any day, you're going through all sorts of experiences. And as you go through those experiences, your energy field changes. It's constantly in flux. It's not a static thing. So today, the second layer of your aura might be green. Tomorrow it might be orange. Next week it might be red. It just depends on what is going on in your life. All right, so I am going to put the number out again, see if anyone else wants to phone up and talk about the aura or anything else for that matter. And if you're a bit shy, you can email info@drlesleyphillips.com. And I would love to talk to you and answer your questions. So don't be shy. Give us a call on Unlocking Your Truth with Dr. Lesley. Hello.
Hello, Dr. Lesley. I have an email call from Andrew, a question I should say. And Andrew wants to know, what is my greatest block to experiencing my full psychic abilities?
Fantastic. Thank you. We'll take a look at that question for Andrew. And once again, what I need to do in order to answer this question is I just put myself in a very slight self-induced trance. So I have to alter my consciousness so that I tune out the physical world and tune in to the more subtle, intuitive world. So give me a moment and I will tune in to Andrew's energy, and let's see what is the greatest block to him experiencing his full psychic abilities. Well, the first thing that comes up is grounding. So you hear me on this show talk a lot about grounding. Grounding is the first thing that I teach anybody when I'm teaching them to open their intuitive abilities, or even if I'm, teaching them, giving them some healing or anything really. Grounding is really important because it helps anchor you, the high vibration spiritual being, into your body, and it gives you a conduit for releasing excess energy. And so I'm seeing that you're wanting to bring more of your energy and information into your body, and at the moment it's not all in there because you're not grounded enough. So it looks like there's a lot of bright energy sort of hovering above the top of your head, and it looks like contained in there is some of your information about your unique intuitive abilities, and you need to get that into your body. So I'm seeing at the moment it looks like there's an ability we talked about with Dave called claircognizance, or your intuitive knowing, or your inner wisdom. So right now that looks quite bright because that's located near the top of your head, and it looks like there's some degree of energy getting through there. But I'm also seeing that you're quite clairvoyant, and there are other abilities that you have that you're not so consciously aware or confident about. And I'm seeing the main thing is that the space that's meant to be taken up by that information is being taken up by some other things. And one of the things that I'm seeing that there is in your space is invalidation. And it comes from a few different places, and a lot of us share this, but in our culture and our upbringing, unless we're really lucky that we have a parent or a teacher that validates the intuitive side, what will happen to us is that the intellect and the analyzer and logical thinking is what is validated, and the rest of it is woo-woo stuff that it looks to me like this is what happened to you, that you've been trained into your intellect and logical thinking, and that now your intellect, though it serves you in the world very well, is actually a block to you accessing your intuitive information. And in particular, I am seeing that is in your way of validating your clairvoyance. So it looks like you just out of habit go straight into your intellect and think things through and weigh up the pros and the cons. And the intuitive abilities, we don't need to do that. That it's instant information that we don't question, we just tune into it and allow it to flow. So I'm seeing that your intellect is causing you a block with your clairvoyance. And I also was looking at another area of your system around the belly. So there's an energy center in your belly, which is the one that's responsible for the emotions, but it also has an intuitive ability called clairsentience or clairfeeling, and we can use it to give us information about how other people are feeling, and also in body-spirit communication. So it's meant to help you communicate with your body and know how your body is responding to situations that you are exposing it to in your life. And at the moment, it looks a bit jammed up with a few different things. Excuse me. So there's some foreign energy in there, and there's some invalidation. And especially invalidation about your own feelings. So it looks like when you were a kid that you might be feeling a certain way, and the adults around you would tell you it's not okay for you to be feeling that way. So whether you're feeling sad and they say big boys don't cry and pull yourself together, or whether you're feeling angry and they say that's not okay. I'm seeing you got a lot of that when you were a kid, and that caused you to stuff up your emotions and not express them fully, and caused you to, whereas initially that was coming from outside of yourself, I'm seeing you internalized it, and now you ignore your own emotions. And so I'm seeing that your clairsentient ability is blocked too, because of this dampening down of the emotional levels and ignoring and denying of the emotions, and also because of a pattern that was set up that said, I have to mold myself in ways that please other people. So I'm not okay as I am. I have to behave in certain ways to keep other people happy. And so I'm seeing that all of that programming is also a block to you experiencing your full psychic abilities. And thank you very much for the question, Andrew, because it allows me to sort of talk in general about, because what's come up for Andrew, listeners, is not unusual and peculiar to Andrew. They're very common things that affect most people that I see. So it's very common for people to be stuck in their intellect, and the intellect to prevent them accessing their intuitive abilities. And it's very common for people to have had the intuitive side of who they are be invalidated. And the other common thing is, on the emotional levels, to deny our own emotions and feel that we have to live up to the expectations of others. And that really, how do we get over that? How we get over that is through my method is through meditation, to let go of anything that we've stored in our system around that. So anything that says that this intuitive stuff is not real, or I have to behave in a certain way for other people to like me. Whatever it is for you, whatever the block is for you, is remove the energy, clear the energy. And then also just a little bit of mentoring and tuition to help you know how to access your intuitive abilities. We all, when we were at school, we're taught to read and we're taught to write and we're taught to do mathematics. And again, unless we're very lucky and we go to one of these offbeat alternative schools, we're not taught how to access our intuitive gifts. And so most people, I say this all the time, but spend an hour with me and I will have you accessing one of your intuitive abilities by the end of that hour. And because it's very simple. It's just that people don't know how, and so they don't believe in it. They don't believe that they have it. But it's actually quite easy, and when you know how. So we are approaching the end of tonight's show. I hope very much that you have enjoyed it. Please email me in the week with your questions at info@drlesleyphillips.com. So it's DRLESLEYPHILLIPS.com. So if you're a bit shy and you don't want to call in, or you can't be listening in live, then email your question. You can email suggestions for what you'd like me to talk about on the show. So I'm open to any subject at all. Just write in and say, hey, I'd love you to talk about this, and I will put it on the list of topics. And you have been listening to Unlocking Your Truth with Dr. Lesley.
Thank you for joining us. You've been listening to another Unlocking Your Truth podcast by Dr. Lesley Phillips. For more information, go to our website at drlesleyphillips.com. That's drlesleyphillips.com, where you can ask questions or send her an email, and there's many free gifts on there for you as well. Come back again.